People of the universe, you're tuning into the It's Not a Podcast. It is me, Philip the Jr., and my right hand man.
The one and only Black Seas.
Since we're on YouTube now, I guess we're supposed to say back at it again. Here's another banger and all that other stuff. Like, subscribe, smash that like button, and all that other kind of stuff. But that's not exactly how I get down, but I will provide a call to action and ask that you like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell 5 friends, and tell those 5 friends to tell 5 more friends.
Definitely.
But with all that out of the way, man, how are you doing on this beautiful Saturday that we'll never see again?
I'm making it, man. I'm making it, one day at a time. Just, one day at a time. Trying to embrace life's evolution.
There you go. We didn't have snow last night, but we did have sleet that built up, and it was on the grill cover I have on the back porch. So I was keeping an eye out on stuff, and I saw it, and I got Kingston, and I took him out there. He was like, "Ooh, it's so icy," and I was like, "Son, you don't know why it's so icy. Means a lot to people in the South, but one day you will." But I think it snowed once when he was 1, and it has not snowed here since. And when he was 1, we took him outside, and he was like, "Nah, I'm good."
Nope, this is not for me.
Yeah, but now that he's older, I'd like him to get a chance to see a little bit of snow before the winter is up. But we shall see. Actually have snow in the forecast next weekend as well. The past 2 weekends, there's been a chance of snow, but the next weekend looks the most likely because it's actually going to be in the low 20s instead of the low 30s. So,
yeah. Even though it being in the low 20s is less likely for it to snow, like between 30 and 40 is prime temperature.
Oh, okay.
Because below 30, then it's freezing, and therefore you can't get the precipitation that you need for snow.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. My mom was talking about something like that a while back because with her being from New Jersey, she's experienced her bit of snows before.
Yeah.
So
it's something I learned here in Germany.
Yeah. When was your first like real snow experience there? Like a lived-in snow experience? Yeah, I know you've been around like cold places before, traveling before you got over there, but
man, yeah, like my first real snow experience in life would probably be November of 2009 in Utah when it got down. Yeah, like it had fucking dumped on Salt Lake City and the area that we were working in as well, which is maybe like 45 minutes north, Layton. And when we got in the car, they turned the car on, it got the thermostat in and tell you how, and it said 5 or 8 degrees. And I was like, what? Because I just wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't prepared for that type of cold, but you make it do what it do.
Yeah, because like your clothes are built different when you're in that kind of weather.
Yeah, like it was the first time I ever heard of people, I guess for diesel trucks, they have this not all the way offsetting that they have to leave it on so that the fuel doesn't freeze.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it's almost like an idle situation.
Yeah, it's like it's not running, but there's like it's just on enough for the heater for the fuel tank to keep the fuel from freezing. And like all that kind of stuff was brand new to me, being a Georgia boy, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it hit 20 degrees, they canceled school because the pipes ain't retrofitted for the cold.
Shout out to Hubbard.
Yeah, man. So and here it was Columbus Day weekend, our first year here. Like that's the first snow we got, and it snowed until like late April.
Mm-hmm.
So from October to April, we was getting some type of snow. You know what I'm saying? It may not have snowed every day, but it was some type of snow between October and April. And I was like, we gotta get the fuck out of
Yeah.
here. But that's been almost 10 years ago now. So.
Right. It didn't go as quote unquote planned. What they say, we make plans and God laughs.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool, man. So let's get with the shits, man. I was scrolling through the interwebs a couple of years ago, and I came across this picture of uh, some parade goers, and it was an older lady. Just based off the way she looked, she had to be in like her 80s and 90s. Like kind of like just hanging on the rail, just looking and soaking it all in.
Yeah.
And you see everybody behind her with their cell phones out, trying to, take videos and pictures of what was going on.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the catalyst for this conversation. But do you feel like cell phones have ruined the real life experience?
To a degree, yes. I think it has taken us out of the moment. We try to capture everything to relive it at a later date. And I feel like that diminishes the moment, you know what I'm saying? Because you're trying to, oh, no, wait, let me, instead of embracing everything that's going on around you. Like, and so everybody has their different motivations. Some people is to share the experience with others, some to reflect at a later date. But I think cell phones have made it to where people don't exist in the now like they used to.
Yeah. It's funny because I've been binge watching Friends. I'm on the last season.
Okay.
Not a terrible show, not a great show, but a show. But I noticed the evolution of the cell phone on the show, and I thought that was pretty cool. But it's fun to see a group of friends sitting around talking and not having distractions. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like you don't get that anymore. Like I look at like times I've gone out to eat with friends. People want to take pictures of their food or whatever, take a selfie too. And that's cool. But like other than that, I'm like, man, if we all like kicking it, like if I'm in a group setting, then I would rather like us kicking and talking shit than be on our cell phone separate.
Yeah.
But then it's like if you're going to like an event, if you're going out, if you're at a football game or a concert, you might as well just expect everybody to be in their own little world because people trying to Instagram, live, snap, all that shit of what's going on. And it's almost like, will you remember any of this event on your own memories, or will you remember it because of what you recorded?
Yeah. And that's like, I guess a bit of a tangent, but I know for an idea or a concept that I believe in is if you write everything down to remember it, then you don't exercise your brain to remember things. I feel like it's one of those things where you have to utilize your brain to store things, or else that storage space becomes decayed. And I think it's relatively the same thing. It's like, I know I've said it, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, I forgot all about this picture. Where was this? And I think it's where was it? Because in the moment you were like, yeah, I'm gonna take this so I can look at it later. And later never comes, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or later's not planned at least. And that's something that I feel like people don't consider. We have this expectation of tomorrow that is great. You know what I'm saying? It's great to have that, but at the same time, it's kind of a fool's errand to a degree, because we all have that that expiration date. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what it is, but you have to just consider that the moment you're in could be your last. So make
Yeah.
the most of it.
Yeah. Soak it in as much as you can.
Yeah.
You know. And I think about like weddings or just events now where it's like no cell phones allowed. You
Mhm.
know, I think that's kind of the move. Because like you said, it allows you to work out that muscle as far as memory is concerned with your brain, but it also gives you an opportunity to be in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Because it not to like go in on the metaverse and all this virtual reality, but in some
Yeah.
ways that's kind of what it is, because you're not looking at the actual event, you're looking through this for the event. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's almost like you're in an altered state anyway,
Mhm.
because you're not actually there,
Yeah.
you know. And so for me, I've tried to get away from like having my phone out and stuff like that. Like especially like at a wedding, I'm not gonna be, trying to do all that. I'll just, take pictures at deception,
Yeah.
because that's usually standard. Like, what I'm saying, we finna turn up, phones can be out or whatever, but doing the actual ceremony, I'm not finna be taking pictures and doing all this other stuff. But
Yeah.
what is an event that you experienced where you didn't necessarily have a cell phone and you couldn't um, kind of document it, but you almost wish that you did? And then I'll piggyback off of that and say, what's an event that you did not have one that you're thankful that you didn't have one because the memory is good enough?
Off the top of my head, two experiences where I kind of wish I did have um pictures and or video from would be my first Bayou Classic, um, and or our Vegas trip. Like I don't have a lot of pictures from the Vegas trip. Like I remember being there, and I know I have a picture of us at the airport beforehand. But I think that's the only photo
When
that,
we were sitting around eating.
yeah, when we was eating it, it was like Applebee's or Chili's. It was something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I have that beforehand.
What
But
about the picture of the four of us on the bridge?
oh yeah,
Like the little
yeah,
overpass
yeah,
thing.
yeah, 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 yeah. Going between the two hotels. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
yes,
those are the only group pictures that we took, actually.
yeah. But those are two events offhand that I wish I had more pictures of. But it's one of those things, unfortunately, that after I leave from seeing a good friend or you know what I'm saying, whether it's the boys or someone I ain't seen since college, like I always find myself regretting that. Even though I experienced the moment, I remember the moment. The moment is vividly in the forefront of my mind. You know what I'm saying? To have it it's almost like a proof of purchase, like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
receipt.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
NFT for the experience.
Yeah, an external receipt um, are the things that I'm not always cognizant of having that desire until after the fact.
Mhm.
And how about yourself?
Well, for me, I think not. I think, but I know. Like, if to piggyback off your last point, like if I'm around somebody I haven't seen in a long time, I'm gonna go ahead and get a picture with them. Like I have to, because I wanna have something to quote unquote remember them by, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But for me, I think I would say it would have to be um probably my first Bayou Classic as well. Because I feel like it would have been cool for me to have some photos with like my crowd brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I actually have some good pictures from the Bayou Classic 2006. Um, the one I posted with you and me sometimes where it
Oh,
was
the
you
black
had
and
to read
yellow.
it. Yeah, when you had to read in your mouth, but it looked like
Yeah.
a looked like a blunt. Uh, but yeah, and then I would also like to have had a photo from when Dan Pitts broke the record for the most wins
Man,
in a career. I
man.
actually had grass from that game. I had it in those little tin pans that the cookies come in, but then black folks turned
Mhm.
it into like Tupperware.
Yeah. They
I
put all
had
their sewing kits and shit in it.
Yeah, I had that as a catch-all in my bedroom, and I had grass in there from that game. But as my mom slowly but surely throws stuff away, that was one of the things that got thrown away. Which, side
Man.
note, I came across some notes from middle school and high school, and baby, let me tell you, it was some drama going on. Do you hear me?
Man, that's too
Listen,
funny.
they was man. Listen, LL with LL Cool P was should have been my name because it
Bruh,
was some shit.
you just made me think about one of these one of them summers at Graham. I wasn't in phone communication with this young lady, but by request, but we were sending emails. Mind you, this one I had a Yahoo email.
It
So
was lit.
way back. And I read some of them emails I sent. I was like, what was I on? Because I put it, I was slathering it on. I was like, man, wow.
Yeah,
Wow. I let this come out of my fingers.
I I came across like one email that I sent from like high school a long time ago, and I was like, oh man, like this is we be on some shit back then, man.
And
You
see,
know,
I wouldn't, notes wasn't a thing for me at least. I was in the era where you just sit on the phone and listen to each other breathe. What you doing? What you doing? You hang up. You hang up.
yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
like
much.
I guess I always been James Bond. Don't put it in black and white, baby.
Yeah. No, what they say, no face, no case.
Oh man, but yeah, man. Oh goodness, you got
But
me.
I, I'm gonna say this though, like as a parent, now I find myself trying to take more pictures and stuff. But at the
I
same
got you.
time, but it's because he's younger. But
Yeah,
now that he's starting to get a little older, it's like I'd be like, let's stop taking so many damn pictures. Like, let's just kind of live in the moment and kind of enjoy it. Because to kind of go into the next topic is like I can see if it's a candid picture, but all these set up shots and stuff, like
yeah, man.
to me, it takes away from it. And I think I don't know if it was Nick or was it Kim that took a picture of you, Brandon, and myself at Jordan's we'll just say the wedding weekend.
Yeah.
But we were sitting down talking, man, and I was like, bro, like that's probably like a top 3 picture of
Yeah,
us together.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
I think it was Nick.
and I always love her for that. You know what I'm saying? I probably never tell her
Yeah.
to her face, but like I hate that we don't have more candid photos together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I feel
Yeah.
like I feel like that picture, for whatever reason, it just really captured the essence of who we were. Because in that moment, we didn't have no distractions. Our phones went out. It was just us talking and just soaking it all in. So that
Yeah.
really meant a lot.
Yeah, man. Like, man, it's like as we're having this conversation, it's just I think about moments that I don't think I'll ever be able to properly recreate.
Mm-hmm.
But I see outlines or um, shadows of them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't have any that I can recall any candid band photos. I was in the band 4 whole years, and I have that one that I post occasionally with me for drill in Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
which was after Mardi Gras parade, if memory serves me correct, and the ones that you have outside of that, man, like there's I don't think there's any documentation that I'm in possession of or have access to of me being in the band.
You want to know something funny? Um, my head was on the band website page. Um, my mom actually printed it off, but because she printed a picture from the internet in 2006, it was all grainy.
Yeah.
But a picture of me with my trumpet, just like a headshot. Like I guess somebody, it was from the Bayou Classic because it was when we first got those yellow uniforms, the new
Okay.
yellow uniforms.
Yeah.
And you could, like I said, I was playing, and you can tell like we were in the stands, and somebody was just taking a picture, and they decided to use that picture. And
Yeah.
I was on the band website for a solid 3 or 4 years.
I vaguely recall this.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
for me, that's the closest to like a candid like action shot that I had. Everything else, I was just taking pictures with the disposable camera.
Yeah, I do have the and I'm pretty sure you're in it as well. I do I can always pull up the EA Sports NCAA 2005 footage on YouTube. If memory serves me correct, it's at 23 seconds. Uh, but uh but yeah, but again, outside, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have no pictures from my dorm room, like none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
Oh, you know what?
man.
I lie. I lie. Because took some pictures with your camera in my dorm room. Some of them old Facebook pictures. Yeah. One of them, we was getting ready to go to what was it we was getting ready to go to? Oh, band banquet.
Oh yeah, when you was
Yeah. Man, what the some of the shit, some of some of them photos could be burned up if
no
memory,
man, no man. We gotta
because I'm
hold on
like,
to this shit.
wow.
We gotta
Wow.
but I know you're saying wow, but we weren't
Yeah.
wow, man. Like we were just like regular kids, man. Like we weren't
Yeah.
like when you really think about it, like I ain't gonna say we was lame, but like I don't think I put it like this, we could have went a little bit harder in the paint in college if we wanted to.
Yes, correct.
And that ain't me talking about being a whoremonger. That ain't me talking about doing drugs. That ain't
Yeah,
me talking about, what I'm saying, whatever. It's just
man.
like I think I feel like we kept the most of who we were prior to going there than a lot of
Yeah,
people that I knew. And I don't mean that in a negative way. Like I feel like we evolved as people, but I feel like we didn't stray too far from the course of who we are, and I guess you could say our upbringing.
yeah. There's this always this one thing that I think about when I see people posting about these events that I never attended one of.
Mm-hmm.
And when folks post about that one picture for the Marvin Gaye album, and they're talking about something, I'm gonna tell my kids this was a Roy G party. I never went to a Roy G party.
Oh, let's talk about it. Why?
I didn't even know they were a thing. And then once I knew they were a thing, I had my own shit going on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So freshman year, I
Mm-hmm.
I was hanging out with Taurus and AJ Heavy.
Okay.
And
Arthur Chitman.
there you go. Cool dude, man. Would you call it a lisp that he has?
I'm just gonna call it a speech impediment.
Right. But at any rate, I love the way he talks though. Like it's not one of those things where it's like, will you please just hurry up and say what you got to say? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I would want him to narrate something if I could. But anyway, so he was dating this chick and fooling around with this chick in those apartments where Lizette used to stay across the street from the practice field.
Yeah, the burgundy ones. Yeah.
I'm out here naming names, but it's all good. Like it's
man,
nothing
but why
incriminating.
can't I remember what the name of it? It wasn't Stadium View, because them was the ones over by
The new
Grambling High.
ones. Yeah. No, that is Stadium View. No, okay. Across
the burgundy ones
street
weren't. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
But
what you talking about is Steeple Glen.
Yes. That sounds very familiar.
But why can I not remember the name of them damn apartment where Lisa used to stay?
It'll come to you. It'll come to you. But
yeah.
he was fooling around with a girl over there, and it
as
was
folks tended to do.
Man, listen, man. Never mind. Bring back memories. So anyway, so we were going out, and I don't know. She was like a junior or senior. Man, she was like, "No, y'all with me, y'all good, whatever." And so we went somewhere, and then we went to Gotham, I think it's called.
Yeah, Gotham. That used to be owned by my boy Flex and Skeet.
Okay. And
Yes.
so we was in there for a minute, and then we went out into the woods, and we was, oh yeah, this is a Roy G party, man. It's lit, blah 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 blah. And so we was out there. I'm talking about like Buck Tussle, you know what I'm saying? Booger Bell
Yeah.
Hollow,
Yeah.
and it was pitch black, but it was like about 50, 11 cars out there, man. Like it
Yeah.
was crazy. And
Yeah, man.
so then, you know, when school actually started, because that was the first weekend when everybody was back. So it was like, that was when like the yard was just like, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me,
Yeah.
excuse me, don't step on my shoes. But fast forward to when I started dating the person that I was dating, that was, they listened to the podcast, so I can give them a shout out. Shout out Nikki. Um, um, she was good friends with Roy G. And when I met him for the first time, I was like,
Were they cousins or something?
I don't think that would her uncle, whom she was older than, was really good friends with him.
Okay. All right. Same thing in the black
Yeah,
community.
so you know, yeah. But when I met him, I was like, who fans is this? Like this, he reminded me of Kendrick that played trumpet. They
Okay.
they were like the same size, and like he was goofy as shit, you know what I'm saying? But like when you hear the name Roy G and you were a freshman at Grambling, you thinking like, oh man, this is a fucking Rick Ross type dude, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Ugh. And no,
Yeah.
it's just a little ass silly dude, you know, that work at, was it Charlotte Rue or Old Navy or something like that at the mall. I'm like, what the hell?
I hope it was. I know today's climate. What I'm
Oh,
about to
never
say.
mind. I meant to say Rue 21 or whatever. Not,
Okay, I was gonna say Old Navy because if he was at Charlotte Rue,
yeah.
that's he was one in the number.
But you know, hey man, but he might have just been a manager there, you know. He,
It's still one in the number.
I did say wearing clothes from that, didn't I? So yeah. Okay. So yeah, in that case. Yeah, man.
Yes, bitch.
What is there an event that you have photos from that you wish you didn't have photos from? I'm just gonna go past it.
um, nah. Everybody I roll with, they know what time it is.
Yeah.
If it's an event, if it's an event you don't want documented, don't worry, it ain't gonna be documented. You believe that?
Yeah, I can agree wholeheartedly.
I'm
Like,
just trying to think. I'm really trying to think though. Like,
no,
nah,
I ain't got no
nah,
situation like that.
I don't got nothing that I don't got no parties or events that would hinder me from being in public office.
Yeah, I think, you know, Brandon will sometimes take random pictures of us and stuff, but he ain't gonna post something incriminating like that.
Yeah.
But but
Man,
let's,
because I'm trying to think, man, what was the wildest thing I ever been to? Some of the wildest shit I probably ever went to was we went out to the friend that we made through Ralph. I will, and we was at her house, and that girl ran off in that ditch. I was like, oh shit! I said, we gotta go.
Oh shit.
I said, we gotta
Tragedy.
go.
Good times, man. So let's talk about TV shows real quick. I think you and I both, as well as Brandon, friend of the pod, cousin of the pod, um, we watch Euphoria. Um, I think it's fair to say we enjoy watching Euphoria. Uh, put it like this: we haven't made the executive decision to no longer watch the show.
Very true. Very true.
And one thing I know about us, we're fairly stubborn when it comes to our TV shows. If we ain't fucking with it, we like, all right.
Nope, that is not for me.
Yeah, you got like 2 back-to-back bad episodes, and then we like, you know what?
Yeah, man. If I'm still like, what the is this?
Yeah.
Then I'm like, you know what? Nah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But with those things being said, I think it's also fair to say that we just cannot relate to the shit that's going on with these high schoolers on this show.
Yeah, agreed.
You know, I think we've had the conversation in the past before on whether or not it was a accurate depiction of high school life. Unfortunately, it seems like it is fairly accurate for this day and age. But and I was like, I was just thinking I can't relate to this show, but I really enjoy it. So I wanted to ask you, is there a TV show out there that you love and maybe strikes a chord with you, but you just like, I can't really relate to what I'm seeing on camera right now?
I loved Weeds, but I could not relate to Weeds. I loved Sons of Anarchy. Man, like that was my shit. But I cannot relate to it. So yes, to answer your question in short, there are a few series that I am very fond of, but there's no nexus for what transpires in the 28 to 44-minute time span
Sure, you're
the
right.
episodes may last.
Yeah, I think for me, I love the Cosby Show, but just couldn't relate. You know what I'm saying? Like, came up in a household. Mom and dad were divorced when I was fairly young because I don't have any memories of my dad at the house that my mom lives at now, and she's had that for about 35 years.
Okay.
Because I think that house is like 2 years younger than me. I think.
Roger.
Is how she puts it. So he could have very well have lived at the house, but I was old enough to have been able to recall the memories.
Yeah.
And so that kind of what do they call it? Cookie cutter family.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't relate to it, but I loved it. Like I saw family members in different characters on the show.
For sure.
But as far as like the overall theme or vibe, couldn't relate to. And I even said like a show like Friends, when it seems like I could relate to it because I have a strong group of friends that I'm close with, but also these are 6 people who pretty much, if they're not at work, they spending their time together.
Yeah, I have watched Friends, and it is not a bad show. But once it clicked in my head after having conversations with people who were fond of Living Single,
it was
a whitewashed Living Single, because Living Single got canceled, then Friends started. Same network, if memory serves me correct. I think both were on Fox. I think
Fox used to be the shit though. Like Fox had
Fox had everything. But yeah, that's the one recurring thought I always think about is, wow, like they inverted the genders.
Well, both of them. Oh, okay. I got you.
They inverted the genders as far as the makeup of the group, but it was like
same thing, yeah. And and we had this conversation when Mr. Mack was on the show about how it really wasn't no diversity. Like you saw Black characters in the show, but it wasn't until the final 2 seasons where you saw like a reoccurring Black actor on the show. Like you would see them in 3 or 4 episodes back to back. So Living Single was dope. And it's funny to see how like back then there used to be a lot of Black TV shows. You know what I'm saying? And now you don't really see that anymore.
There's a huge resurgence right now. There's a ton of Black shows.
Yeah, you're right. Let me.
There was a lull though. There was a lull in there.
Yeah,
where you only had your onesie twosies. Bernie Mac, the Hugleys,
Steve Harvey show.
What's the one with Dwayne? Not
we're brothers. We're happy and we're safe.
No, the one with Damon Wayans was the father.
Oh, My Wife and Kids.
You know what I'm saying? Like you had your onesie twosies, but there was never a plethora until like the last, I'm say 3 to 5 years, and then
maybe,
it's like
I think Blackish probably was what kind of kicked it back off.
Yeah,
once
like,
people saw the success of it.
Yeah, it was like you had Blackish, you had what's
the one?
What's the church one? Greenwood,
Oh, I don't know
Greenleaf.
about it. I don't know about all
Yeah,
that.
Greenleaf. You got Sisters. You got Heart. Like when I say it's a ton
Empire.
of black, yeah. When I say it's a ton of black shows now, like I like
Check out
anything that you're into, there's probably
check
a show about it.
check out Grand Crew. I feel
So I've
like
seen that. That's one of those Neapolitan shows where it's a flavor for everyone.
okay, got you.
Yeah, just like Grand Crew. There's another one, my on my block or something like that,
Okay, I have to look it up.
which is on Netflix, I think, if memory serves me correct. But but yeah, man, like
What TV show do you think uh I'm thinking about it some spot, so because I'm trying to think of my answer as well. But what TV show do you think best represents maybe your upbringing or your friend group or a certain aspect of your life? And while you think, I asked that because like I look at a lot of these shows and I look at the friends that are like cool and like always hanging out, and I feel like had we not gone our separate ways, so to speak, that would have been us. But we also kind of had that before everybody went their separate ways, so to speak. Because like we was always together anyway, but
yeah,
like we weren't establishing our careers, so to speak. So I
right.
feel like it would be a different vibe seeing us now if we were all in the same city compared to just getting out of high school, getting out of college, trying to navigate these waters.
Um, uh, as far as a current show, I don't know, but old shows,
Yeah, any
I
show
would,
in general, any show in general.
yeah, I like I would say as far as closest, it would probably be Cosby's or a different world. And I just say that from the standpoint of like my family makeup wasn't exactly like the Huxtables, but the way I don't know, it was like the way they moved resembled something familiar to me.
Mm,
And for a different world, like my college experience was interesting. You know what I'm saying? No matter if it was me being in the cool crowd or not, it was interesting. And I think a different world did a great job of capturing that interesting um, college lifestyle at a
yeah,
HBCU. It
yeah,
was a
yeah.
way to
The diversity
um,
of it too.
yeah, exactly. You know, and my group of friends that I still keep in contact with, um, they're diverse. You know what I'm saying? As far as the careers they hold, how they live, where they live, and um, I would tie that into a different world. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes,
Mhm.
for me, yes, I did have a ton of friends that I already knew that were from home, and I say a ton, meaning more than one.
Right.
Uh,
I think it is. I think it is fair to say that we were one of few people who went to Grambling that had other people from their same high school as them that they were actually cool with, unless maybe you were in the band. Which
yeah,
and but the funny part about it is the a lot of people that we knew weren't necessarily in the band either
correct,
that came.
correct.
So you know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother vibe. It's a
Yeah,
cool
like
kid thing.
like the only other group that I knew that had that same high school experience outright that I would consider to be good friends would be um, the boys from Cleveland, Tone, Randy, Doug,
Okay, see, I didn't know they all was
Deontay.
cool like that. I
Yeah,
thought they just
they all went to the same high school.
okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Tone's wife, she went to that same high school. Uh, Randy's wife,
Did she
same
go to
high
Graham?
school. No, she didn't go to. No,
Okay.
no, never mind. Or else, I don't believe that you and him would have that nexus that you do. Um, AJ is the initials of this nexus that you two share. Yep. There we go. I saw the recognition on your face. Anyway, uh, yes.
Man, you know
Uh,
what, bro? Like sometimes,
let's just
some,
say when you went to bat, if you knocked it, if you had a line drive, he came on home because he was already on base. Anyway,
why am I just not knowing about this stuff?
I've told you this a million times. You just don't be paying attention.
Maybe I just didn't care.
Yes, yeah. Before you even before there was even interest, I had referenced that they used to talk.
Okay, but I also now I'm not saying that you did or did not, but in my head as I process this, I'm like, but when I was getting ready to make the pass, she was like, man, if that's what you're trying to do, that's on you. Because I thought that was kind of like a vibe that you had with them.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, so for me, remembering that, it was more so you giving your blessing than for you to say, now somebody I know used to try to talk to or whatever.
Oh no, because that was over and done with, man. Yeah, offline.
Okay. All right. So this next segment is called How Long Is It? No
Oh
pun.
man.
And since we talk about TV shows, I came across this website called Binge Clock. And you can type in a TV show and it tells you how long it would take for you to binge watch the TV show. All right, so for example, I'm gonna go with Game of Thrones. This is not one of the ones that we want to try to guess, right?
Yeah.
But to watch Game of Thrones, watch it start to finish, it takes 2 days, 22 hours, and 14 minutes. So that's roughly 48 plus 60, no, 70 hours and 40 minutes to
You
binge
said
watch.
2 days, 22 hours?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 48 plus 22 is 70, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Carry the two.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't give me the line now. I ain't the best with the mental math like I used to. Yeah, that's 70. So we gonna pick a few shows and see if we can try to guess how long it would take to actually watch that show. So do you have one that you would like to go with, sir? Or you want me to?
I'm curious how long it would take to watch all of Law and Order SVU.
Okay. Law and Order SVU. Lord, I'm gonna go. I haven't hit enter yet, but I'm gonna go with it's gonna take at least a solid week.
And I'm going to go with 3 weeks, 2 days. And I have never been to this site, but
Okay.
just my knowledge of the show.
Woo. Okay.
It's gonna be like 4 months, ain't it?
No. It's 19 days and 23 hours. So roughly, we can call it 3 weeks because it is 2 weeks and 7 days. So we can call it 3 weeks. I mean, that was a hell of a lot closer than I was.
And it's just because I know they typically have 20 episodes a season, and they're on like season 22 now.
All right, so I'm typing in a different world, but I haven't hit enter yet.
They had, if memory serves me correct, they had 5 or 6 seasons.
I think it was 6 seasons, about 20 a piece, about 24 minutes a piece. Let me see, Game of Thrones. I'm gonna go with straight up. 3 days and 12 hours.
I'm gonna go with 2 days and 15 hours.
3:15, 2:12, right?
2:15.
2:15. Okay. 3 days, 3 hours. It is, and It is the 1,304th longest binge watch.
A different world?
Mm-hmm.
How? How many episodes did they have a season?
No. Like what it's saying is like it's
Oh,
not high on the
okay,
rankings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna go with Big Bang Theory, and I'm gonna say that's probably gonna be a solid 6 days.
I'll give you 10 days.
10.
10 days.
Okay. 5 days, 19 hours, 30 minutes.
Well, shit. Was that a 30-minute show?
Mm-hmm.
That's why.
I think I think they have like 20 something episodes a season, and they had about 9 seasons, I want to say.
Yeah, something like that, 9 or 10.
All right, now I just want to look up. I want to see if they got the Real World on here.
Which season? Because they might not break it. They might not. Oh, you talking about watching all of them?
Right.
Does that shit still go on?
It is. No. They're just doing like the reunion stuff now.
Oh, okay. I was like,
they had a Facebook series. Actually, they was in Atlanta. But
I don't need people to leave Atlanta alone, man.
It wasn't that good. So just to watch all of the Real Worlds, it would take 25 days and 20 hours.
Damn.
How about that? Right now they're focusing on the reunion seasons for the Real World. So yeah, man. All right, so let's close this thing out with this last topic, because I really would like to know what you think, because I know you don't dabble with the meats like you used to. Fast forward. What do you think tastes better? A Tyrannosaurus Rex or a unicorn?
I'm probably gonna go with T-Rex because of the diverse diet it has. I feel like there would be hints of Triceratops and a full-bodied Brontosaurus.
Ain't that the one with the big neck?
Yeah.
That shit is crazy. I ain't saying that dinosaurs didn't exist, but
hey man, was it you that shared that? What you call it to me? That all the skeletal remains are they're not actually bone.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that no one before like 2000 or 200, 300 years ago ever talked about dinosaurs, and then all of a sudden it was a thing.
Yeah. Put it like this: in anything in that sphere, just assume that I sent it to you.
Yeah, I was like,
because go ahead.
I was gonna say, anything's possible, man. We have such a minute understanding of this life and this world that we live in. You see, I said the life that we live in.
No, that's gonna be a topic. That's gonna be a topic. I already know where you're going.
That I don't like to discount anything other than eternal life. But after that last video you shared with me about
I didn't share that. I've shared it before, but Brandon shared it most recently.
Okay, well, shout out to BTZ, because that last loop video y'all shared with me, I was like,
and I've heard it multiple times. And I was gonna say earlier, I'm not saying you can't have other friends that don't give you videos like that, but if I'm not ranked number 1 on that list, then my feelings are gonna be hurt. So I just want to put that out there.
Understood. You had the 10-4 crown.
There you go. So here's my thinking. I feel like because a unicorn is supposed to be like a majestic creature, like it would taste better, but it's too much like a horse. And I don't know what horse tastes like, but I know horse is very, it's all muscle.
And I feel like unicorns don't have to eat anything.
So therefore they wouldn't taste like anything. Okay. I can dig that. Now, with that being said, I feel like based on like fairy tales, like unicorns are always like in a nice lush forest. So they probably would be eating some of the finest grapes and pears and peaches and stuff. So if that was the case, I would definitely want to taste it. But you probably have to crock pot the shit out of it because that meat's gonna be tough. But I feel like
not necessarily.
But to go to the T-Rex, I feel like with that, I've had alligator before. I've had snake before. So if they're supposed to be reptilians, then
like birds.
yeah, I feel like it would be good. I feel like the T-Rex.
It's
I
just a
feel
big
like
ass chicken.
yeah, I feel like the T-Rex would taste better, but I also feel like you probably could do more with the unicorn.
I hit it. You know what I'm saying?
Chop that crown off, put that bone marrow in a pot, and just let that thing steep with some potatoes and some scallions, nigga.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on, man. Come
Sure.
on. Talk to
Sure.
me now.
Is your unicorn gonna have a rainbow mane and tail?
If my unicorn has rainbows on it, I'm eating that shit straight up. You already know it's gonna be fruity, no pun. So I'm gonna eat it. Got to. Now, if it's just
She
a regular,
definitely said that.
if it's if it's just a regular,
Regular ass, vanilla ass unicorn.
yeah, mayonnaise ass, nah, I'll pass. But if it got anything on the spectrum, I want it because you already know it's gonna be sublime.
It's gonna be special.
For sure, for sure. All right, man. Close this thing out, man. Say something positive to these young lads and laces.
Man, pace yourself. Pace yourself and be appreciative of this moment. Gratitude.
Is the attitude. Shout out Nick Saban, lost in the national championship game, but we still rocking with him because
Roll Tide, baby.
he's always said, be where your feet are. Be in the moment. You know what I'm saying? So like
that's heavy. Be where your feet are.
Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah. So wherever you are in life, you need to be in that moment. You always want to know where your goal is in life. You always want to know what your next step should be. But if you're worrying too much about that next step or that goal, you're not going to be able to accomplish the task that is actually at hand right now. You can't accomplish tomorrow's goals without focusing on today's task. So with that being said, I love you all dearly. Like, subscribe, share, yet again. Tell 5 friends, tell 5 friends, and tell 5 more friends, and tell 5 more friends. All right. And Mr. Harvey, can I get that chill to go ahead and close it out, please?
Chill.